Hello everybody and welcome back to Questions and Answers with Dopefish. I'll be your host today, and the weather outside is piss cold because we are approaching Christmas. Don't forget to lift up your trays and strap yourselves in. We're going in for the landing. Bruce Wayne asks, what do you think about the new Xcom game in terms of comparing it to the old one? I think the new Xcom game is really good. I mean, it does compare to the old one in many ways, but yeah, it's just a really solid game. There are a few details about it which I really dislike, and it's not the same type of game as the original Xcom in many ways, but it's still a really good game. It doesn't really compare. I couldn't say it's better or worse than the old one, it's just different, and it's a good game. aaddaammize asks, what is that song? And I don't know, what song? Lagtivity asks, which do you hate more, Bronies or Furries? I don't really hate either of them really, but I mean, as long as you keep to yourself and you don't fucking shove that shit down my throat, I don't really give a shit. And in that respect, I think Bronies are much worse because they're so, like, what do you call it? They're so present. Yeah, like on YouTube and on other websites, they're just everywhere, and they, you know, they keep shoving that fucking My Little Pony shit down your throat, and yeah, I guess I hate Bronies more just because of that. TheLifeErratic asks, with all this Kickstarter stuff blowing up lately, do you think that it would be a reliable business model to make games out of? I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of good games coming out of Kickstarter already, so yeah, for sure. I mean, it's never going to be a reliable business model, it's always going to be risky. Every time you pitch a project to Kickstarter, there's gonna be some risk involved. Let's just hope that it doesn't get hijacked by all the big publishers, and let's see if the developers can keep that shit rolling, because I really like the idea of it. TheWeedEclipse asks, what is the story behind your desktop wallpaper? I don't know, it's just a desktop wallpaper I like to use. KillerTron asks, would you do me? I do you. I do you so fucking good, man. Bruce Wayne again asks, can I put it inside of you? Ha, keep dreaming, man, I'm gonna be the pitcher. Super Milan 0077 asks, if you can pick a game that you can only play for the rest of your life, what game would it be? Probably something like Warcraft 3 or Starcraft 2, just because of the map editors. You can do so much things with them, and there's just like an infinite amount of variety in them. Yeah, I think either of those games, they're both really solid games, and yeah, I guess Warcraft 3, because I played that a shitload, and there's still like a billion maps I've not played, and they're really fun. Daggernoth asks, do you like Dark Souls? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Diddy Downey asks, why don't you do more Dope Reads videos? Because, well, they're not really that fun to do a lot of the time. They're more like sort of a after stream sort of thing, usually late night when I'm really tired or drunk or both. I don't really just sit down and do them, because I'm not really in the mood for it. I got a few requests though I'll probably do at some point. Djenko asks, if you were to do a rapid review of the new Xcom, what would you say? I kind of did it already. It's good. It's got a few flaws, but it's good. And he also asks, do you watch football often? No, football isn't very popular over here. I mean, compare it to like ice hockey or soccer, and it's almost non-existent. And no, I don't watch football very often. Video Games NZ asks, first game you played? Shit, nigga, I don't know. Might have been like something like Super Mario Brothers on the NES. But I think I might have actually played some PC games before that. I remember like Highway Hunter and Stunts and some of the early Keen games, like Windows 3.1 games back in the day. Probably something like that. The Hitler Bart asks, what car do you drive? A Saab 9.3. Cardenius asks, what happened to your Deus Ex Her playthrough? I don't know, I guess I kinda stopped. I mean, it's still there on my back burner somewhere. I might finish it sometime. Purple Nication asks, did Alfina have to suck your dick to join the team? No. And he asks, did you ever visit France? Yes, I've been in France. It was nice. Taysox asks, ever played Cave Story? I would love to see you doing a playthrough of it. I've not played Cave Story. I don't know why, I mean, I have been meaning to play it, but I just never got around to it. I might do it sometime, it seems like a fun enough game. Libcon asks, pancakes or French toast? I think French toast is my favorite. some cinnamon on it, some sugar. Fredo asks, why haven't you bought a PS3 yet? I know you want it. I'm thinking about getting one after Christmas, actually. Got some games I'm missing out, and I got a capture card now, so I could do some streams of that shit, which would be nice, I guess. We'll see how it turns out. James Hand asks, who would you choose to be your companion in a zombie apocalypse, and what would be your preferred weapon? My companion in a zombie apocalypse. I don't know. It's a really, really hard question. I mean, probably someone that I can trust fully and that has my back, and oh wait, there are no such people. Right. Well, favorite weapon, I would probably go for something like a, I don't know, something like a crossbow maybe. I mean, something where you can fabricate your own ammunition without much hassle, that is semi-long ranged and quick to reload. I mean, crossbows these days are kind of fill all of those, except for sort of the ammunition thing, I guess. I mean, you could use a gun, but they would run out of ammo really quickly, and I'm just not athletic and fit enough to be up in zombies' face trying to kill them with like a machete or katana or some shit like that. TheLifeErratic asks, what is your game of the year and why? Man, we had this discussion on the stream a couple of days ago, and I'm not quite sure. Part of me wants to say Hotline Miami. I really, really like that game, so yeah, that's kind of the one that pops up into my mind for Game of the Year this year. There's been a lot of good games though, but yeah, I guess Hotline Miami is the one that I can say when you put me on the spot like this. Matthew Hermohan asks, will you be doing any Dota or Hon streams in the future? There will probably be a few of them. They're not really popular and we don't really enjoy doing them, so well, maybe a few sometimes, but not as a common thing at all. Purple Omelette asks, are you going to play Bioshock Infinite, and have you played the first two Bioshock games? Yes, I'm going to play that game. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm kind of bummed out that they had to delay it. And yes, I played the first two Bioshock games. They're both really good. The first one being amazing. The first time through, at least for me, I really liked it. The atmosphere was great. The story, I mean, it's sort of a copy from System Shock 2, but since I hadn't played that at the time, I thought the story was really unique and really well made. And the gameplay was fun. And yeah, Bioshock 2 kind of is a step down. It's almost like it's kind of a shitty game in many ways, but I still enjoyed it just for the gameplay. It was decent enough. I really am looking forward to Bioshock Infinite though. And our last question that I actually have, I'm gonna have to put up a new video soon that I can get some more questions in here, is from aaddaammize. And he asks, what is your favorite N64 game? Oh, Mario Party or Conker's Bad Fur Day or Banjo-Kazooie? Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, it's just such a fucking good game. Alrighty then guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.